Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a early example of the Glashütte Original PanoReserve, part of the first series launched back in 2004 from Germany's oldest scaled watchmaker, Glashütte Original, which traces its history back to 1845. The watch is smaller than later versions. Here you can see in pink gold at 39.4 millimeters in diameter, 11.1 thick, 46.3 lug-to-lug, with a 19 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. The watch features an easy fit on a smaller wrist like mine. Although the models would get larger with time, this original size is perfect. It'll wear well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. You can see how much clearance I have on both sides. This angle tends to exaggerate the width of the watch, but it still fits, and it's low enough with a sloped case length that it will slide easily under a dress cuff. The strap is high grade, quite thick, and as you can see, large, rectangular, symmetrical scale alligator leather. Always indicative of a good cut of the animal and a rare cut. It's a sort of medium brown, matte, with a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and you can see calfskin on the bottom. A Glashütte Original factory strap with no crimping, no gouging, and a full clasp, something that is not universal on these watches, but nice to have. You can see it's a twin trigger release, so it's secure. It's a double fold, so it's small wrist friendly, and it's got a system you don't always see, which is a buckle that has a clamp. So you put the strap through and then you clamp it in place so that you don't have the occasional, rare but documented phenomenon of a strap pulling through a folding clasp. With this little lock, that can happen. So you have a lot of extra security between the twin trigger release, so you have to positively release it, and also the clamping mechanism. Geo logo with a combination of media blast and polish. Rolling around the case, we have mostly brushed case facets, although it's longitudinal in profile and vertical in between the lugs. You can see we have sort of soft creases between lug and case band, so it's not a blended Calatrava, but it's also not a notch lug like a Longa. Rolling around, we have the Glashütte Original logo on the crown, and you can see that this is by and large going to be a modular complication. Since the crown sits fairly low on the side of the case, the elements like the PanoReserve and the panorama datum have been added on top of it, which is why the crown isn't dead center on the case band. 30-meter water resistance, so that's dress watch standard, so that is for splashes or rain exposure only. It doesn't literally mean subject the watch to 3 ATM. Now, if you look really closely there, you could see that that has been freehand engraved. That would not be the case on later higher volume versions of this watch. So just a sign of the times. Back in the early 2000s, the case maker, RP Urgehauser, was actually hand engraving here. And I can't say definitively whether Rolf and his company actually did the work in-house, that's his logo there, but it was definitely freehand engraved. And when you look, you can also see that the logo itself was done that way, and that this was not the product of a laser or a drill of some kind. Not expected, but much appreciated. For years, I would see this RP logo and not know exactly who made this case, but the absence of Swiss hallmarks led me to believe that it was a German case maker, and indeed, further research has revealed RP Urgehauser of Pforzheim, Germany, a very well-regarded German case maker. Taking a look at the back now, you can see we've got the caliber 6501, so a large manual wind movement with 42-hour reserve, a 4 hertz beat rate, 48 joules, high horology 5-position style adjustment, and we do have a stop seconds function, so you can stop the seconds and set the watch precisely to a reference time. We also have this unique duplex swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism and 1, 2, 3 freehand engraved surfaces. You can see that these feature stripes across their surface, but these are actually polished across their tops, and then you could see the natural material and its natural color within the hand engravings. Beautiful execution. You can see how the duplex is entirely black polished across its top as well. We have polishing for the terminal end of the drivetrain. You can see that We also have chaton cups for the jewels, a nod to the way German pocket watches would have been made by this firm's predecessor companies back in the 19th and early 20th century. You can see we have both polished screw heads and fired blue ones, and that although we have a large pocket watch style 3/4 bridge, we do have a few edges to which anglage or mirrored beveling can be applied, and the decoration here is substantially higher than we would find on later generations of the same series. Like I said, along with the hand engraving of the case back, this is from an era of Glashütte Original watchmaking when a lot more time was being spent on individual watches. So it's true that over time, complication, sophistication, water resistance, everything seems to get better technically, but artisanally, sometimes a throwback to an era of lower volume can bring you more craft excellence. We also have engine turning on the base plate. It is a truly awesome watch. On the dial side, we've got a lovely silver satin with a couple of different finishes. So you can see it's been treated a few different ways. Guilloche. We have also directional brushed graining, and then we have a non-directional grain, what Patek Philippe would call opaline or frosted, for the primary expanses of the dial. We have applique indices. We have alpha style hands for the hours and minutes, a counterweighted lancet style seconds hand, and as you can see, we could set this watch precisely to a reference time. We have the power reserve indicator up and down. We have a quick set, which is not always the case for these double-digit panorama datum watches from Geo. Sometimes there's a little pusher on the case flank to adjust the calendar. Here you can actually do it just by turning the crown in the quick set position. Very simple. German and English have a lot in common. PanoReserve makes sense to me. Panorama datum, it is a panoramic date. Gang reserve, even I can sort of guess that probably means power reserve, and indeed that is what we have right here. Do we need all this text? Probably not, but it gives it a lot of Teutonic character. They are a very literal watchmaking culture, and this is a literally beautiful watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.